Black Skull broadcast, because even the darkest stories deserve a bright punchline.
You know, some deep dives take us to some pretty unexpected corners of the galaxy, and this one is no exception. This is one of those stories, that makes you wonder, like, tactical genius, or are we looking at a pawn in some kind of galactic game? Or maybe something else entirely. I'm talking about Grand Moff Dane Star.
Right.
You familiar with?
Oh, yeah, Dane Star. Oh, absolutely.
So to really get a handle on this, we got to kind of understand the Pentastar Alignment a little bit.
Okay.
They're not your typical, galactic empire offshoot.
No, not at all. What's really interesting about the Pentastar Alignment is how they're so committed to this idea of neutrality. I mean, you got to remember, the galaxy's at war. And here they are, all about equality, all about, deep space operations. Think of them less like planet-grabbing tyrants and more like, I don't know, powerful space mining conglomerates.
Okay, so they're playing their own game then.
Yeah, your own
But
ways.
they put on this incredibly public, brutal fight.
Right.
What's the objective there? You trying to show how tough you are? Is it a message to your rivals? I mean, who are you even speaking to at that point?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? What are they trying to prove? And then you've got Dane Star himself, right? He's a Grand Moff in the alignment. The reports we dug up, they describe him as this brilliant strategist, someone who, and I'm not exaggerating here, inspires a certain fascination, People were drawn to this guy, even with everything stacked against him.
And let's be real, he is going up against 12 Iktotchi warriors.
Yeah.
And these are not your average, Saturday morning cartoon villains.
No, the Iktotchi, they have a reputation for a reason. They're ferocious, they're skilled, they're brutal.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're effective.
Yeah?
Their leader in this whole thing, Luthon Novastar, this guy's a veteran. I mean, we're talking countless campaigns.
Wow.
This is not his first rodeo.
Okay, so the sources we're looking at, they detail the weapons they were using. We're talking flamethrowers, vibroblades. I mean, they came to play.
Oh, absolutely. They meant business.
But here's where it gets a little wild. The audience, they got to choose what Dane Star was going to bring to this party.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And, well, they didn't do him any favors.
Like what? What are we talking about?
They decked him out with leather armor and a stun master.
Leather armor.
Yeah, leather armor. Against 12 heavily armed Iktotchi warriors.
That's like, what, sending someone into a firefight with a flimsy parasol?
Basically.
That's insane.
And on top of that, his shield, which is already not great against that kind of firepower, it wasn't available. So he swaps it out for a tactical helmet.
Wait, hold on. He traded a shield for a helmet.
A helmet, yeah. What's that about? I mean, was this a calculated move, knowing what he was up against? It's kind of hard to tell.
I don't know.
So, okay, let me get this straight. Dane Star, brilliant strategist, known for his tactical genius.
Right.
About to face off with 12 of, the galaxy's most intense fighters.
The best of the best.
Armed with basically, what, a fancy flashlight? Maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wearing something you'd wear on a nice day out.
Right.
And he's decided, you know what I don't need? A shield.
Yeah, forget the shield.
This isn't just some underdog story. This is like a galactic scale setup.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So round one, it begins. What happens?
You know what's wild? Dane Star, he holds his own.
Really?
The reports, they show him using the environment, like really using it to his advantage, bobbing, weaving, Like he knows going toe-to-toe with these guys would be a really bad idea.
Yeah, that's 12 guys with flamethrowers. Not exactly ideal.
Not ideal, no, but somehow he's surviving.
You can, reading the reports, you can practically, feel the energy shift in that arena.
Right.
Everyone's expecting this huge beatdown, and then there he is, this guy's still standing.
Oh, totally. It's like the whole galaxy's holding its breath.
But he's still got to be taking hits.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are, scorch marks on the armor mentioned in here, near misses, blaster fire, the whole deal. But, and this is the thing, he's using that stun master, right? He's buying himself time to actually think, to move.
He's not just running around like a ticko with its tail on fire.
No. He's not panicking. He's actually, anticipating their moves.
So even though he's outgunned, out-armors the whole bit, he's turning it into a completely different kind of fight.
A battle of wits. Yeah, I like that. And that brings us to, well, this is the moment that really throws everyone for a loop, even all these years later.
Okay, hit me.
Dane Star, he just takes off all his armor.
What?
Right. Just stands there, middle of the arena, Like he's inviting them to attack.
Like, what would possess somebody to even think about doing that? I don't even have words.
It's the million credit question, right?
Huh.
And to this day, analysts, they still go back and forth on it. Some think, okay, maybe it was just pure desperation.
Right.
Like he's trying to, what, throw them off their game, maybe take control for just a second.
I see that.
Because think about it, they're expecting, this walking tank, and suddenly, bam, it's just this guy.
And what did the Iktotchi do? Because I can't imagine them just, like, being polite about it.
Oh, no. Round 2, it's a complete free-for-all. They go absolutely nut, like more than before even.
So more chaotic.
Oh, yeah. Way more.
And Dane Star's still alive through that.
He is, somehow. But he's definitely not winning any beauty contests at this point. The reports, they don't hold back, Blaster burns, cuts, the whole 9 yards. It's kind of brutal, honestly. How he even made it out of that round, it speaks to how tough this guy was.
Talk about beating the odds. This Dane Star's like, what's some kind of, I don't know, ancient Terran survival story brought to life?
I know, right?
What happens next?
Because he can't just walk it off, can he? So last we saw Dane Star, he was, well, let's just say he earned a little downtime after that round.
Oh, yeah. He was pushing it.
So what happens? Does he just, call it quits? I mean, the guy's been through the ringer.
Well, he gets patched up,
Yeah.
We give him a few minutes to, I guess, catch his breath.
Right. Got to follow those galactic combat regulations or whatever.
Got to make it official, right?
Understand.
But here's the thing. Remember how we were talking about how he ditched the armor earlier?
Yeah, like a crazy person.
Well, he puts it back on. Like, full suit up.
Wait, he does?
Yeah. Full armor for round 3. But why? I mean, it didn't exactly save him last time, and it's not like those Iktotchi are going to take it easy on him just because he's all dressed up again. That's kind of, I don't know.
It's a good point. And maybe that's part of it. Think about the whole spectacle thing again, right? Maybe by putting the armor back on, he's kind of hitting the reset button. Telling everyone, okay, we're back to the show.
So it's more about the message than actual protection at that point.
Right. Like, I'm still playing by the rules, even if they're rigged against me.
Fascinating. All right, so round 3. How does it all go down?
Well, this is where the reports get a little less, blow by blow.
Less about the fancy moves and more about just the raw, kind of brutal reality of the situation.
Exactly. Dane Star, for all his skill, for how tough he was still one guy against, it was only a matter of time.
We talked about Grand Inquisitor Arcanus earlier.
Right.
He was there for the whole thing, wasn't he?
Near a seat.
And cleaned up in the betting pool, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, he cleaned up all right. 16 million credits, a Y-wing fighter.
So somebody was profiting off of all this.
It makes you think, right? Was this whole thing, this display, was it just, a very elaborate, very brutal way to make some people very rich?
Or was there more to it?
Yeah.
Because we keep coming back to the Pentastar Alignment.
Right.
They want to be seen as like the good guys.
Yeah, the champions of equality, all that.
So what message are they sending with all of this? Especially with someone like Dane Star. What do you take away from that?
I think that's the real question, isn't it? We've got the fight, the drama, this guy Dane Star. I mean, you almost can't help but admire what he did out there.
Right. Total survivor, even if he doesn't,
But the why of it all, that's still a mystery. And honestly, that's what makes these deep dives so interesting. It's not just about the facts. It's about what those facts make you think, what they make you question. And I think when it comes to Grand Moff Dane Star, we're left with a lot more questions than answers. And sometimes that's where the real story starts.
So for everyone listening, especially the one who sent in this request, keep digging. Keep asking those questions. The galaxy, as always, has a way of surprising us. And who knows, maybe somewhere out there we'll find another piece of this puzzle. Until next time, happy diving, everybody.